Hey guys! So I'm so excited to share with you something that I've healed recently that I really didn't think was possible, to be honest, and that is my cavities. So recently I moved out west, and before I made that trip I had some sensitivities that I actually am realizing I think was from a filling that was getting loose, and so I was getting sensitive in that area. But when I went in to get my checkup, they ended up finding a cavity, and I was talking to the dentist, and I was like asking, could I oil pull? Could I heal it naturally? And they were just kind of like, no, like it's not, that's not gonna work. And so I got that one filled, and then interestingly, once I got out to California from Virginia, and I settled down, I started getting the sensitivity again in the same place, and that was actually the filling that was getting sensitive. But when I took a mirror and looked in my mouth, and I actually had cavities. Like, several of my teeth had the black spots starting to form, which is from the cavities. And I remember just looking at that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot go to the dentist and get fillings. First of all, that's it was a lot of my teeth. There's actually a reason that I was having this problem, and it wasn't my diet or my oral health care or anything like that. But I was just like, there's no way. There's just no way that I'm about to go get all of my teeth filled with mercury or BPA fillings. No thanks. So I decided, I was like, everything that I've done and healed with Anthony William, or otherwise known as medical medium, everything I've done with his work has been 100%. So I was like, I'm going to look into his oral health guidance. And sure enough, he talks about if you're having gum problems, like gum receding, or even tooth decay, I think is lined up with this. But a lot of times when we have these problems in our mouth, it's actually because we have low hydrochloric acid, and our food isn't digesting properly. So it gets into our gut, and it actually rots, and it creates this ammonia gas, and then something that's called ammonia permeability happens, where when you're sleeping, it seeps up into your body, into your blood, and it actually comes up into your mouth. And so if you're having receding gums or a lot of tooth issues, it's most likely from actually having ammonia permeability, which is a hydrochloric acid issue in the stomach and in the gut. So that was the first thing I was like, whoa. And it totally made sense because I had IBS for a long time, and it did heal up when I started doing the medical medium protocol, but I know that that's still something that's a work in progress. I know that my food isn't digesting as good as it could be and whatnot, so that made sense. And so I decided what Anthony recommends is doing a vitamin C for any sort of cavities or any teeth issues, anything like that, is getting a good vitamin C in you. So I did the ester C. That was one thing I brought in. I cut out all fat for probably a month before I started doing the ester C. And cutting out fat just frees up your liver and allows your liver to really cleanse and detox. And I do think that helped everything overall. Just when you free up any part of your body, I think that'll help. That's going to benefit the whole. So I did cut the fats out for a month. I brought in ester C. And I also brought in licorice root. That's really, really powerful for healing any sort of tooth decay. So I was doing an alcohol-free tincture off of Anthony's directory on Amazon, which you guys, if you're going to get any supplements, I would go to his directory because it's the cleanest, most pure, high-quality supplements that you can find. And he's not getting kickbacks or anything, by the way. A lot of people are like, oh, he must be making money. He's not. He just made that directory to make it accessible for us so that we can get the best stuff that we need. So I brought in the ester C, the licorice root, and my diet was already good. I was eating vegan, trying to keep it low fat, mostly raw. And it doesn't even matter if it's raw. There's lots of good cooked foods that you can do, but I personally feel better when I do mostly raw. So yeah, I did that, and then the only other things that I added that I wasn't doing before is I got an electric toothbrush, and I really think that made all the difference because it actually brushes in deeper, And so I got the Oral-B toothbrush, and I got this water pick that is actually, those things are also on his directory under personal care. And literally within a month, my cavities started filling in. Like where the black, there's a couple spots that are still healing, but a lot of the places where I had those black spots on my teeth, they've filled in with this white, thick looking stuff. It's like my teeth are literally growing back. Like the bacteria has like died off, and my teeth are growing back. And it's so cool because I didn't know that this was possible. You know, I was just kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'll test it on myself, and if it works, I'll share it, and if not, you know, I don't know, because I don't want to go get those fillings, but it works. So I'm sharing this so you guys know that you can heal your teeth naturally, and you don't have to go take some cod liver oil or any of that craziness that I've seen so many people talk about for healing their cavities on, you know, different YouTube videos and whatnot. You can do it with a plant-based diet, which is actually probably the best way you can do it, for sure. Because, you know, you don't want to burden yourself with the fats and whatnot from animal products, not to mention other toxins and hormones and things. But you don't have to go do, like, everyone's all hung up on the cod liver oil, from what I've seen at least. And I think that's just, I think it's misinformation. I think people are more so healing from that we're doing that from taking out like the junk food and certain things like that. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm really happy to see this working on myself and to be able to share it because, God, like the mercury is just so toxic, and they're still doing that. Like it's less mercury, but it's still mercury that they're putting in these fillings, unless you opt for the BPA one, the white filling that they do. But yeah, it's totally healable, and I also don't use, you know, fluoride. I don't recommend that for anything. It's not good in general, but I've been making my own toothpaste with coconut oil, baking soda, and peppermint oil, and I just kind of make it, you know, as needed in small amounts. So I've been doing that and using that. And oh, and also something I want to share about oil pulling that I noticed. I used to think that that could actually heal the cavities because a friend of mine healed a couple of his when he started doing that, but simultaneously he was cutting out, you know, all the processed garbage he was eating. So his teeth healed up. Not so sure what the oil pulling really did because when I was seeing all these spots and I was like, oh my God, I oil pulled before I jumped into this, you know, the Ester C and the electric toothbrush. I oil pulled for maybe about a month, and the sensitivity that I was feeling from my fillings stopped, but none of the cavities, like, there's no difference, pretty much. And Anthony talks about if you really want the coconut oil to be effective to kill the bacteria that's causing the cavities, you have to actually brush it in your teeth and in your gums and, you know, let it sit for it to actually work. And so just using that as a toothpaste and completely stopping oil pulling has worked like miracles. And that plus the licorice root, that's super, super good for tooth decay. The Ester C to give your immune system a nice boost while you're healing these things and to help heal any deficiencies that could be causing it. I think celery juice, I've been doing that for a while now, but I know that that's helping too with the ammonia permeability issue because that restores your hydrochloric acid in your stomach and in your gut, which is what, like, it protects you from these things. So yeah, I just wanted to share so that you guys know that you don't have to go get fillings to heal your teeth, and your teeth are just like every other part of your body. You know, it's like your hair, it's like your nails, your teeth grow back too, and they have the ability to heal themselves. So, you know, all this about you having to go to the doctor or the dentist to heal, it's just not, it's not accurate. And I'm a testimony for this because I've actually seen it work on myself now. So I'm really happy and I'm really excited. There's just so many layers of healing that I've been doing lately, and I can't wait to share more. I'll share more about my skin healing with the juice fast that I just did probably soon. But yeah, for now, just know, kind of like a little recap, if you want to heal your cavities naturally, I would recommend doing a plant-based diet just so that you have the optimal results. But if you can, I would reduce fat. I think that helped. You know, it might not have been the one thing. I think it was kind of a combination. But for what I did, I lowered the fat. I brought in Ester C from Anthony's website. It's a very good, it's high quality. You want to get any of your supplements from his directory on Amazon because it's clean. You don't have to worry about, you know, like alcohol in the tinctures and whatnot. I did licorice root. I did that every single day. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, the electric toothbrush, that made a huge difference. If you're brushing with a regular toothbrush, you gotta get an electric one. Like, they're so much better. They get, like, your teeth get so much more, like, they get so clean so much better. So electric toothbrush, and then the water pick. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. So instead of flossing, I started using a water pick, and I also bought this stuff called Periobrite, and it's on his directory as well. You'll see it on there, but it's basically like this pump of different, it's like a blend of different antiviral, antibacterial, natural ingredients, and you pump it into the water that is in your pick. And yeah, that just like really helps like get even deeper and do like an even better job at cleaning out the bacteria, and I would kind of hold it over the places that where the cavities were. And so yeah, all of those things together, my cavities have filled back in. What was once little black spots, they're now filled in with this white, like thick looking, almost like a paste looking material. It's really weird. It's so cool. But yeah, you can heal your teeth. You don't have to eat cod oil, you know, you don't have to go do all that, which you don't want to do, by the way, because any sort of fish oil, it's like super potent in mercury. You don't want to do that. You really don't, because, you know, that's just going to cause issues later on. But yeah, so you can heal on a plant-based diet. You don't have to go get mercury in your mouth, and I can't wait to share more about my healing journey with you in the next video. Thank you for being with me in this.